Over the last 7 lessons, we have built the full toolkit: layered instruction, planning and implementation workflows, skill, MCP, hooks, and a surface portability. Today, we little bit zoom out. But the important question: how do you keep all of that alive as your team and ever the code base evolve? That's $1 million question. All the good teams does everything we discuss up to the lesson 7. But the great and enterprising teams also do not let the focus go away from lesson 8, and that is the governance and operating models. That will ensure that as long as your project lifecycle run, your context and your AI assistants remain effective and embed perfectly in your processes. The operating discipline is the continuous cycle, not a one-time checklist. Use the context daily. Measure where the AI still fail, especially where it failed repeatedly. That's where the context is thin or missing. Review artifact periodically. Where do you manually correct the AI output? Context is stalled or wrong. Update where it's stalled. Validate every change. Repeat. Remeasure signals, which are important as far as I'm concerned. Look first, where does the AI fail repeatedly? That tells you the context, where it is missing. The second, where do you manually correct your output? That's where it tells where it is stalled. And the third, do different team members get inconsistent behavior? That's very important and mostly looked. That means the guidance is trapped in personal memory instead of a shared file. Remember, if a member A generates the perfect output but the member B is not able to, which means the member A's manual prompt has some information that the member B is not in possession of. And obviously your context is also not in possession of. And that is a big concern for AI assisted teams. And that's something always need to be properly managed with KPIs and the flags. The anti-pattern, which I would certainly recommend to watch, the context dumping, everything into one giant file, stall preferences, deleted APIs, overprivilege agent with every tool enabled, relying on the memory instead of a version control files, and obviously the over-engineering from the day one. One important caution, which I like from the Martin Flower: despite the name context engineering, trust me, it isn't a guaranteed engineering. The execution depends on LLM's interpretation. It's non-deterministic. So, think in probabilities is actually the attitude everyone needs to develop. Choose the right oversight for the job. And that's the key for success. That's pretty much wrap up the lesson 8. We are not deep diving into how to operationalize using service principles and many other things. This is a very deep topic. We can go on and create another 8 lessons which just discuss how to do governance, especially when AI is involved. So I'm going to keep this for some other day, but I'm sure I'm going to come back with similar tutorial series on operating procedures. However, until then, I think I'll leave up to you. We are smart people. We'll always work out. But share back with me so I can also learn a bite here that. The operating model come down to 2 things: the governance that scale with your team and a continuous cycle of a measure, review and update and validate. In the comments, tell me what's your team's biggest context governance gap that you have identified so far. Best answer, and you are one-to-one on a live session with me. And I would love to hear all you have done and also love to share what I have learned. Subscribe and turn on notification. And thanks for watching. This is the shortest one and it doesn't has any example to walk through. But one of the most important one. And then I'm gonna see you in a Capstone lesson 9, where we wrap this whole series. I'll see you then.